Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Thank you so much for tuning in. I really do appreciate it. Before we get started on this video, I must first explain why I'm doing this video very briefly. I do have some bad news again. I unfortunately have some interesting neighbors who are busy doing some renovations and what have you to their apartment, and unfortunately with that comes a lot of noise, and what I thought would not be picked up by this beautiful mic over here actually got picked up. So it ruined a lot of my audio. I thought it wouldn't, but it did. It was as clear as daylight to me, and it takes away from, excuse me, sorry baby, sorry. Daddy loves you. Sorry. So it takes away from the ambience of the game, and it just ruins the whole experience. So what I've decided to do is, the footage itself is not ruined. The audio in a lot of places are, and unfortunately it's for long lengths at a time, like 5-6 minutes worth of drilling and then quiet and then some electric saws and all. It just ruins the whole thing. So I've decided to slap together some snippets for you and just explain it. At least this time with StoryTime you get some footage, so that's the good thing. Alright, so grab some snacks or get coffee or whatever you need for this. It's gonna be a quick one, don't worry. Maybe 10-15 minutes, that's about it. So let's get into StoryTime. Okay, so firstly, as you guys remembered last time when we played the game in the previous episode, I was stuck in Dreamland. Had all these different things going on, these clowns chasing me continuously, and the further you get into the game, the more intense it gets. And you guys would remember that right at the end, the balloons were getting intense. They would not leave me alone. And I was struggling to find this one specific toilet, even though I went back and looked at the footage and I tried a lot of doors. It would not work. I stopped, took a break, had some coffee, went back again couple of hours later and tried to figure it out, and I did. And of course, just like last time, this time was almost exactly the same. Balloons started coming out of nowhere.
Better watch out for those balloons. Oh no! Oh no! Oh no! Oh no!
At one point, I counted about 13 balloons. Got the toilet clue, and the next clue was telling us about a tightrope. So, of course, when we think about tightrope, you think, it's the people in the tent, right? With all the acrobats and all these different types of people doing all these amazing things inside the tent. So, I had to go find a tent. I get to the tent. It was not a normal tent. Check this out.
I don't like it. I don't like it at all. But I'm afraid that's where we have to go to. Eyes open, Marty. Someone is following us. A cannon? Maybe it can fire? It's here!
So as you guys can see, this thing is now there inside the tent, running after me like crazy. Now that section unfortunately was part of it where dude was drilling next door. But you can hear even Arthur was freaked out. This was crazy, it was intense. And he's just chasing me and I was like, oh my god, leave me alone. It was intense. So you see the maze with all the, what do you call it? The carriages. And then they make you carry the thing back, blah, blah, blah. Get out of that. Then we run through the portal. You entered this other little spooky maze thing where it was really dark and the balloons were doing like a, yeah, check this out.
Wait for the right moment. We have to run. Don't stop, Marty.
So yeah, as you guys can see, that one was pretty intense too because I popped, those balloons touched me about 2 times, I think, twice. And dude popped up there too and started chasing me, and so I died twice in that area. Then I think you go high, gotta balance and dodge the stuff on those high beams.
Marty, be careful not to fall below. Move with caution. Wait for the right moment.
I probably fell about 3 times. 2 or 3 times. Anyway, doesn't matter. Then the next portal takes you to the actual final stage of this whole thing. I'm not going to try to explain it, check this out.
The black balloons. We'll hit them, Marty. You have to hit the black balloons. The black balloons. We'll hit them, Marty. You have to hit the black balloons. We made it.
It's intense. Boom, I was clocking that dude, bro, with those black balloons. 1, 2, jab, uppercut, hook. I was slipping those balloons, everything. Then, of course, we see the golden portal open finally, and we run through it. Now we're back outside the tent, somewhere in the back area, and a little rundown place, and we see that butterfly that we've seen in the dreams before. They tell us, okay, go find something to rip open the board. find a crowbar, go back, open the board, and lo and behold, it was like a secret little stash office thing for that Annabelle girl. Now you remember her? She's the one whose brother worked at the toy factory, who was blamed for murdering someone and then got sent to an insane asylum, if I'm remembering that correctly. Anyway, so it's Annabelle, and she has this deep hatred and grudge towards the Mitchells, which would be Andrew Mitchell, who is knocking boots with Elizabeth, if you remember that clearly. And we get in there and we find a secret note. Now, I'm going to show you what I found. Pause the screen and read this for a sec. I'll wait. No. That's not my I'll wait pose. I'll wait.
Annabelle was obsessed with him. Here's the link we were looking for. Oh my god. Annabelle knew of Andrew and Elizabeth Barkley. That means that Simon...
Yes. Do you think Elizabeth's husband may have discovered the truth?
Difficult to say.
Are you gonna tell Barkley?
No, not yet. I need proof. I have nothing but the secret room of a disturbed woman for the moment. It's not sufficient.
What? It blew my mind. The freaking story is unraveling so amazingly. And so you realize from what we read from this little piece of paper, she was onto dude. I mean, she had it in for him, obviously, but she was onto him. She knew every little thing, and she had overheard a conversation with him and Elizabeth, and Elizabeth was pregnant. Elizabeth was pregnant, and at this point, we make the connection that the little boy who's missing, Simon, is actually then the biological son of Andrew Mitchell. Mr. Sideplate himself. So anyway, we carry on. We leave that area, and what's his face calls us? What was dude's name? Bruce. Bruce calls us, and Bruce says, "Hey man, come over to this protest. Remember the guy that the old Mr. Barkley said in the beginning? Oh, you gotta investigate this guy. This guy has it out for me. He's been threatening me. He and his protesters really hate me, blah, blah, blah. He's holding another rally. Come over here and check it out." I go and check it out, and the moment I get there in the parking lot, crowd of people, you guys can look at the footage.
What the fuck are you doing in an amusement park? Nah, you know what? Don't tell me. I don't want to know. Anyway, we have new clues that lead us to that guy, Frank Bundy. Apparently Barkley was right to suspect him.
Clues?
Shut up and bring your ass to Villa Barkley. In an hour, that guy is going to lead a new protest. What happened on Clyde Island is one of the most serious accidents in the history of oil extraction. PetroMobile has shown what the real risks of the type of activity are. Activities that we are no longer willing to tolerate. The old man who lives in this scrumptious villa is the richest man on the planet. But he will never, and I mean never, be able to deprive us of our island. Because this island is ours. Here's where our families have lived for generations. And here is where our children are going to live next. We will not allow this old jackal to ruin our land again.
So I get the crowd of people, and as you can see, our little friend shows up again, which I said before, I have my theories about who and what that thing is. He shows up again, knocks me back into a dream, and of course, things get interesting. Dude was walking on the ceiling. Look at this.
Tell me, Marty, is it better for you to have a father physically present but emotionally absent, or a father totally absent? It's a question I often ask myself, but I can't find the answer. Wasn't it enough that he was never there? Ever since you started to be different? With your quirks, your problems?
I'm sorry. What could I do? I was just a child. I couldn't understand.
Is that just it? Or is there anything else?
Let me out, please.
I want to play with you. Treasure hunt, remember? Just like old times.
What are the rules?
If you find all the toys before I find you, the door behind me will open, and you can leave. But if I find you first, I'm counting to 20. Then I'll come to get you. Run, detective, run! 1, 2, 3, 4.
How freaky is that? And then now it's a game of tag, basically, or find it before I find you, hide and seek kind of vibe. Lord, struggled for a bit because every time you find one of the toys, which was a complete maze by the way, every time you find one of the toys, the room changes, it twists, it turns, and it just throws you off. If you're somebody that suffers from things like vertigo and motion sickness and all that, this part might not be suitable for you. But I'm going to show you a little bit of it. Check this out.
16, 17. What are you doing, Marty? And if the visions were wrong, this time, would it happen? Would you bear another failure?
It's intense, right? And then eventually when you find the last toy, boom, it snaps you out and you get to this room.
Good, Marty. This time, you won. I'll be back soon to pick you up.
So anyway, creepy looking room, it's all smothered in that oil smudge stuff, and he basically tells you, well, you won this time, but next time I see you will be the last time we play, basically. I'm like, alright. Also, an interesting thing to note is, if you go back to the beginning of that whole scene where he tells you, I'm gonna count down and then I'll come and find you, it actually says at the top right there, the hint, find Timmy's toys. Timmy, the brother. So confirming my theory that I've had the whole time, that since Timmy went missing when Mommy Dearest came home and was looking for him on his birthday, he wasn't there, and little Marty on the couch said, well, I hope the monsters didn't get him down in the basement. Stands to reason that Timmy died trying to get into the basement or inside the basement where Daddy was caught. We still have not gone back to that dream since, and where Daddy was trapped with these monsters. So it has been confirmed that Timmy, Marty's older brother or little brother, I don't know their age difference, but little dude is Timmy, and Timmy is mad for whatever reason. I'm like, dude, just accept your dead, just move on, buddy. We all moved on with our lives, just leave me alone. So right as I'm about to wake up from that dream, he gets another vision thing of some red locker room. I'll show it to you guys. So then you're thinking, who the heck is Gary? Was that the name on the thing? Yeah, Gary. Who's Gary Reed? You're like, the family's name is Barkley. The other dude's name was Andrew. The girl's name was who's Gary Reed? Wake up. Now you're sitting next to Bruce in the car. Bruce tells you, hey man, you passed out again. It was crazy. I had to get you out of there. And then you're like, Gary Reed, take me to Gary Reed. The hell you want with Gary Reed? I had a dream about him. I gotta go see him again. He's sick. He been sick for 6 months. We investigated him, but we ain't find nothing. I gotta go see him. Alright, but if you go there and get your head blown off, or worse, you know what it is. Alright, I got you. Just my little reenactment of what happened in the car ride over there. So he takes you to Gary's house. You get there, and now you gotta go inside Gary's house and figure out what happened. That footage is clean, and you guys will get to see that gameplay absolutely. But that's it for story time on this one. Thank you so guys. Thank you guys so much for watching. I really do appreciate it. All the support, all the interactions on my videos, my channel. Thank you guys from the bottom of my heart. I really do appreciate it. I will see you next time. Take care of yourself. Be blessed, guys.